Good evening and welcome. I welcome all of you to the Wednesday session of Divine Healing Valley Spirituality and Healing Meet. And today, the agenda for the session is power of speech. And this is in continuation with what we had done in the last session, which was Shakti, invoking Shakti. So we were talking of Shiva and Shakti. And today, what we are going to do is talk of the power of speech. But before that, let us have a quick recap of what we did in the last session. So anybody has any question on the last session? अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं, नहीं है तो हम फटाफट छोटा सा रिकैप करेंगे उस पे, एंड देन वी विल मूव ऑन विद द concept for today, the topic for today, power of speech. So is that okay with everybody? Just show me a thumbs up. Yes, okay, good. So a quick recap what we did in the last session. We talked of invoking Shakti and we talked of the basic concept of Shiva and Shakti. So Shiva we know as the silent, eternal, infinite field, potential energy, which is, we refer it as Shiva. And the dynamic movement, the kinetic energy, which is arising out of Shiva, is Shakti. So that is how we distinguish Shiva and Shakti, right? And we talked of the 5 basic Shaktis that we experience in our life, starting from number 1, Prana Shakti, number 2, Jnana Shakti, which gives us the Sankalp Shakti. Then we looked at Ichha Shakti, which is your willpower. Then we talked of Kriya Shakti, which is the power of action. And then we talked of Kundalini Shakti, which is the dormant spiritual energy, which is situated at the root chakra. So this is what we had discussed in the last session, primarily of the types of Shakti. And we also saw how when you invoke the Shakti, it is for performing the action. So all the Shaktis are involved. When we talk of Kriya Shakti, we are talking of Prana Shakti also, because without the Prana Shakti, you can't do any Kriya. You need the wisdom also, so Jnana Shakti is also involved. Of course, you have an intention, you have a Sankalp, so the Ichha Shakti is also there. And then we come to the Kriya. Kriya means any kind of karma that you do. So thoughts, words, and action. Primarily words and action we will take here, because thoughts are already covered in the Sankalp Shakti and the Ichha Shakti, correct? So when we talk of Kriya Shakti, we are talking of words and deeds. Yes. So in line with that, today we are going to talk of power of speech. So speech, as we all know, is an action. Kriya hai. So we are speaking something, like I'm speaking now. So this is Kriya. For this, when you are going to speak, what are the kind of Shaktis that are involved? Of course, Prana Shakti should be there. Without the Prana Shakti, I cannot speak. I cannot do any action. So this is an action. So Prana Shakti is involved. In fact, we always speak only in the exhaling breath. How many of you know that? आप inhale के साथ बोल नहीं सकते. You inhale the Prana Shakti, and then when you exhale, you speak. But it happens so spontaneously that we don't realize it. Try to speak when you are inhaling. Not possible. You will only speak when you are exhaling. So when you inhale, what is happening? You inhale air with oxygen and Prana Shakti. And when you speak, you exhale and you speak with the Prana Shakti. So the speech is very, very powerful and potent. And it can manifest results in your life. That is the power of speech. Yes. So Prana Shakti is there, definitely there. Can you speak nonsense and can you speak wisdom? Yes. So what will be the difference? The Jnana Shakti. If we have the wisdom, we will talk a lot of sense and wise words. If we lack wisdom, then like many characters that we know, we will be talking a lot of rubbish, and we will be the butt of jokes. Correct? So speech में wisdom भी होनी चाहिए, यानी कि ज्ञान शक्ति होनी चाहिए. And if you are showing your resolve in your speech, which means your Ichha Shakti is there. Why are you speaking? Obviously, there is an intention behind it. If I am speaking in this session, definitely there is an intention. I want all of you to become aware of the power of speech, generate and invoke the power of speech. and become a better speaker. Correct? That is what we are looking at. So there is an intention behind it, yes. And then I am speaking, so there is a kriya. So even in a small action, you will see that all the 5 Shaktis are involved. The 4 Shaktis are involved. As I said, Kundalini Shakti is something absolutely different topic that we don't experience in our day-to-day life. हमारे रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में कुंडलिनी शक्ति का एक्सपीरियंस हमको नहीं होगा, लेकिन बाकी चारों शक्ति हम हमेशा एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं, खासकर बोलते वक्त. When we are speaking something, we experience prana shakti, ज्ञान शक्ति, इच्छा शक्ति and kriya shakti. Everybody clear on this? Yes, perfect. Now you must have heard a lot of proverbs in terms of speaking, right? If speech is silver, then silence is golden. Yes, Suna? Everybody has heard that. So they say if you want to become a great speaker, you should become a great listener, which means actually what? You should be silent for some time. सुनोगे तभी जब चुप रहोगे ना, right? But at the energy level or at the spiritual level, what I say is, if speech is Shakti, Kriya Shakti and all other Shaktis, then silence is Shiva. So connect it that way. Shiva is the silent stillness, the infinite potential field. When you experience this energy as the potential, you are actually invoking the Shiva in you. And when you speak with wisdom, you speak with intention, you speak with a lot of actionable words, then what happens? Then it becomes expression of Shakti. So silence is Shiva and speech is Shakti. How many of you can connect with this? Yes. Then if you want to become a great speaker, हम क्या करते हैं नॉर्मली? बचपन में से हमको क्या सिखाया है? रट्टा मार लो, स्पीच देनी है, लिखो कागज पे, रट्टा मार लो और जाके बिना सोचे समझे कॉमा फुल स्टॉप के दन दना के सुना के भाग जाना वहां से. तो 5 मिनट की स्पीच होती थी स्टेज पे एंड वी नो व्हाट ऑल वी डिड. और बीच में अगर एक लाइन भूल गए, देन वी वुड बी ऑल ओवर द प्लेस. क्यों भूल गए? लॉट ऑफ टेंशन, लॉट ऑफ एंजाइटी एंड ऑल दैट. व्हाई? बिकॉज Shiva is missing. Potential of speech is not there and you are trying to speak. हम सिर्फ बोलने की प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, शांत रहने की, चुप रहने की और सुनने की प्रैक्टिस हमने कभी की ही नहीं. Yes or no? How many of you remember your childhood? Think of it. When you went to school and you learned a poem, what was told? After घर में आके आप पोएम सुनाते हो, सब बड़े खुश. उसके बाद it became a routine. Whenever any guest came, बेटा बेटा पोएम सुनाओ, and then you would go over, bang, full throttle. टॉफी मिलती है, you know the price also. You say that you get an extra samosa lying on the table or a chocolate or shabashi, and that gives you a sense of approval. So you're very happy. So communication is all about speaking. रट्टा मार लो और बोल दो, देखा जाएगा उसमें क्या सच है, क्या पावर है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. It doesn't matter whether it is powerful, it doesn't matter whether it is truth. सुना दो. And that is what we have been doing all our life. बोलते रहो, रुकना नहीं है. नॉन स्टॉप ग्रुप डिस्कशन यही होता है, बोलते रहो. टेबल पे ठोक मार के संसद में भी यही होता है, बोलते रहो, किसी और को बोलने नहीं देना. माइक उठा के मारो, जूता उतार के मारो, जो मर्जी करो, लेकिन बोलते रहो, चुप नहीं रहना और किसी को बोलने नहीं देना. Is that communication? Is that powerful speech? What is missing? Misuse of Shakti is happening and Shiva is nowhere in the picture. So coming back to the same proverb, if speech is silver, silence is golden. Practice silence. How many of us practice silence? When you're still and silent, you will realize that you are God. You are Shiva. Sit in meditation. Be still. Be silent. सुना है ना ये? हमारे scriptures में भी बोला गया. Be still and know that you are God. It's a very, very famous statement of, I think, Jesus Christ, right? Be still and know that you are God. And it is said in many other ways. I say be still and silent and you know that you are Shiva. And once you expand your potential of Shiva, now the speech, the wisdom will come automatically to you. It will get downloaded because you are in touch with the infinite potential. Yes? So that is the first level of discussion that I would like all of you to actually consider and be participating. So let's have some sharing now. So silence is Shiva and speech is Shakti. Let's have some discussion on that. Then we will see how we have to nurture this power of speech. Yes, who wants to share? कौन बोलना चाहेंगे?
Maybe I can share.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. By the way, you don't have to practice silence here, huh? You better participate, right? Silence practice करने के लिए बाद में करना अपनी साधना के टाइम. अभी यहाँ participate कीजिए. हाँ जी. Yes, Amit ji, go ahead.
So I have to say that, I was discussing the same point with Shashi sir today. And whatever, though I'm a student for life, but whatever understanding that I've had, I also ended up understanding what are the different traits of Shiva, which is divine masculine, and Shakti, which is divine feminine, which exist in all of us. But actually, I had not seen this, and I had not thought in that direction that Shiva is silence and Shakti is speech. And then probably I can't explain this right now, but it's been about 3 hours when I spoke to him until now. Some things have opened up to make me understand that how this is Shiva is speech, and Shiva is Shanti and speech is Shakti. And I think a few more things will open up at a very deep level. So I think I was so eager to attend this session, so I can totally relate to it. Few things are echoing in my own spiritual journey of the last 5-7 years. And I think maybe next time when a lot of things will open up, I can share more. But this has been a very profound new revelation for me about 3 hours back when I spoke to Shashi sir.
Thank you, Amit ji. And it is wonderful to hear such sharing from you because it opens up a lot of things for many other people. Thank you for that sharing. Yes, VP Singh ji.
सर नमस्कार सर, आंखें खुल गई आज तो. इतना सुंदर एक्सप्लेनेशन आज तक कभी सोचा ही नहीं था और इतने प्रोफाउंड वे में बताया गया कि इट हैज जस्ट एंटर्ड एंड आई एम एबल टू कनेक्ट नाउ सो इजीली.
Very good.
Wonderful.
Let's acknowledge
my gratitude to you.
And coming from you, sir, it means a lot because I'm sure if you have
नहीं
been
सर, मैं तो तड़पता हूँ. मेरा शाम को प्रोग्राम होता है, मेरी तड़पन रहती है मैं कैसे एंड प्रोग्राम में एंट्री करूँ लाइव में. तो लाइव की एनर्जी अलग है, रिकॉर्डेड की एनर्जी अलग है बिल्कुल.
Definitely.
And I got a very good gift and shift today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Very good. Yes, let's acknowledge Amit ji and VP Singh ji once again. And let's have more sharing. What is opening up? When you share, it will become more real for you. Let me tell you that. So be open to sharing. Yes, Gunjan, go ahead.
Sir, I have practiced the silence in my life from the past few days, and it is really working. You know my life situation, so I'm totally in silent mode, and it is giving me more power, and I'm feeling very powerful.
Very good. So that is the
बहुत
first
बोल के
experience.
देख लिया, बहुत बोल के देख लिया, कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ता किसी को. So better to be silent.
Absolutely. Because see, when you are talking, most of the time, not saying all the time, most of the time, we are talking to deplete our energy. Correct? Because we are charged with negative emotions. Somebody is very angry, and then you see how he is speaking. His voice is shaking, his hands are shaking, his face is red, eyes are burning, and then he is talking. And all the things that you can think of, right? सोच लीजिए कोई गुस्से में क्या क्या बोलता है. बहुत अच्छे मंत्र तो नहीं बोलता है वो, बहुत अच्छी गालियां सुनाता है, राइट? सो व्हाट इज ही सेइंग? ही इज एब्सोल्युटली डिप्लीटिंग हिज एनर्जी, एंड जिसको बोल रहा है उसकी एनर्जी भी डिप्लीट हो रही है, राइट? सो यू आर एक्चुअली you can say lowering the level of Shiva in you. Very simple. Best thing, if you don't like anything, that is what I follow. Keep silent, a smile on your face, keep silent.
And I do my jap also whenever somebody is speaking. So that is the best thing.
That is the best thing. You can do your Guru Mantra, you can do any kind of mantra that is okay with you, so that you are maintaining your balance. बाहर का तूफान होने तो वो छट जाएगा, तो 1 मिनट में छट जाएगा तूफान. तो जिसने जो बोलना बोल के चला जाएगा. You be cool, calm and silent. So you should not be wasting the potential of Shiva. And if you are enhancing the potential of Shiva, trust me, the wisdom will come and your speech will become powerful. आपकी speech में बहुत power आ जाएगी. Yes. And then of course, whatever you have to do, that you will do. You have to learn by heart, and then you have to give a speech. You will do all that. But first, you have to be very calm, silent, and still. That is the potential of your power. And then you can translate that power into the actionable speech. Yes. So let's have some more people share. Vijay ji, you wanted to share something? Go ahead.
Yeah, Shashi Dhar ji, it's very interesting, and what comes to my mind is that a fine balance between the two. Listening is certainly something by which you also connect and pass on respect to the other person to whom you're listening. At the same time, speaking and expressing towards a particular goal, and if in case dharma is the goal, then speaking and expressing is also very important. So both Shiv and Shakti balance is important, as we know. So बोलना भी equally जरूरी है, लेकिन react करने के बदले में if you are controlling your reaction, you are doing it towards a particular purpose to establish the goal that you have in mind, then speech is extremely important and very important.
Obviously, we see in this relative world, you will be called for action. तो अब बात तो करनी ही पड़ेगी. अब सामने अगर कोई कुछ बोल रहा है, you will have to respond. But best thing that you said, as you rightly said, it is we should respond, not react. And this power will come when you can keep a gap between you and the situation. That comes when you can practice silence. जब आप silence practice करेंगे, जब आप calm और silent होंगे, then you will create some gap, maybe few seconds, between what the other person is saying. You are listening, you process it, and then you respond. And that again is a very wise decision. So you will not immediately burst into, like a time bomb. You will not burst like a pressure cooker. आप सोचेंगे, समझेंगे, and then you can respond. So that again is a very great power, how to respond.
Right.
Right. So absolutely right. Perfectly said.
Thank
So power of speech actually comes from the power of silence. That's all the first point is. So Shiva will lead to Shakti, and Shakti arises from Shiva only. That you have to understand. Speech will arise only out of your silence. So first listen in silence. Normally what we do is we listen to respond. We don't to react actually. We don't listen to understand. तो पहले सुन के समझो तो सही सिचुएशन क्या है, उसके बाद रिस्पॉन्ड करो. बट वी लिसन टू स्पीक. हमको जवाब बनाना हो, दूसरा बोल भी रहा होगा, हम सुनते नहीं, हम अपनी पैराग्राफ तैयार कर रहे होते हैं कि तू चुप हो तो मैं अब शुरू करूँ. राइट. सो वी डोंट एक्चुअली लिसन टू पीपल. वी प्रिटेंड. वी आर ग्रेट एक्टर्स. वी प्रिटेंड टू लिसन, बट वी आर एक्चुअली प्रिपेयरिंग अवर ओन स्टैंडर्स, एक के बाद एक, कि तू सांस तो ले फिर मैं शुरू होता हूँ. करेक्ट. So you can easily see that in any conversation. दोनों अपनी अपनी सुना रहे हैं, मौका मिलते वो अपनी बोलता है, फिर ये अपनी बोलता है, दोनों नहीं सुन रहे एक दूसरे को. And I'm talking of friends, I'm not talking of enemies, by the way, or partners. Yes. So silence, very, very powerful, and that gives you the foundation for speech. Clear so far? Any doubts, any questions?
Yeah, actually, I'm also reminded of because I am a cosmetologist. To make a fine cream, you need to have the oil and the water together. So in order to have the water and oil together, you need emulsifiers, you need polymers, you need certain other things to keep the shelf life of the cream 2 years, 3 years, or as long as you need. And you also need viscosity, etc., etc. So it's the whole that is important. It's never one thing that is important.
Absolutely. So it is the whole, absolutely right. So silence and Shiva, the silence and the speech has to go together. Shiva and Shakti have to go together. No doubt about it. Correct?
और उसमें फिर धर्म का मिक्स हो, आपका ज्ञान हो.
Yes. So definitely the wisdom has to be there, the intention has to be there, and then actionable words has to be there. Very, very powerful. Because as we know, the words can heal and the words can hurt. So you have to be very, very careful about the kind of words that we are using. So that comes us to the next topic when we talk of what should be our speech like. हमारा speech कैसा होना चाहिए, जो हम words बोलते हैं. Now again, as we know, everything in this universe is divided into 3 qualities. So even our speech, or our words that we use are qualified into 3 categories: tamasic, rajasic, and sattvic. Yes, everybody is clear on these terms, so I don't have to explain. So if somebody is speaking a lot of tamasic words in his speech, using a lot of tamasic words, so you can think of the tamasic words, right? Abuses, and then तोड़ा फोड़ी, जो भी गुस्से में आप जो भी बोलते हो करते हो, हाँ, tamasic है, it will destroy the relationship, it will destroy your peace of mind, it is going to absolutely ruin your energy level, and it will take hours and possibly days or even weeks or even months. And what you say to somebody, they can remember for lifetimes. Yes or no? How many of you remember a few things that somebody has told you maybe 10 years before? Yeah. I'm not talking of married couples, but then so one partner can remember something that happened 20 years back, correct? And the other says, "Ye kab hua? Mujhe pata hi nahi." Yeah. So it happens like that. So if you remember what you said, you might have said that in a fit of anger, but that words are registered with the other person, and that hurt can carry on for ages. So we have to understand, tamasic words have to be completely a no, no, no. No means no. Simple. Nahi use karna. Say complete no to the tamasic speech. Yes. Then we come to the rajasic. Yes, you can use this sometimes because interactive world है. किसी से काम कराना है, अपने जूनियर से काम कराना है, या कभी अपने बॉस के साथ भी आप you have to put your point across. So you will have to use some rajasic words, right? So this job was not done in the proper way. This is how it should be done, and all these normal जो meetings में होता है बॉस के साथ. So these are all rajasic. It will have a lot of emotions again. Competition, ego, सब आ जाएगा. लेकिन it is not painful or it is not really harmful. Painful हो सकता है लेकिन harmful नहीं होगा. Get my point? So it is rajasic. You know the emotions of rajasic. Yes. So even that has to be minimum. जितना हो सके उसको minimize करना है. And you have to focus fully on the sattvic speech. Sattvic words. Sattvic words means what? Whenever you are talking, you are giving blessings to people. You're talking of prayers, you're talking of blessings, you're talking of mantras. Any mantra is so highly powered sattvic words that it can create a lot of difference in your life and in the life of the person who is listening. Yes. So what kind of speech are we using in our day-to-day life? This is the second introspection that we will do today. तो आपकी लाइफ में तामसिक परसेंटेज कितना है, राजसिक परसेंटेज कितना है? अभी स्पीच की बात करो, एक्शंस जो उसके साथ तोड़ा फोड़ी करते हो उसकी बात नहीं कर रहा, but that will give you some idea. Yes. घर के सारे शीशे तोड़ दिए आपने, किसी का सर्वर भी फोड़ दिया है, तो all that will come under तामसिक, just to give you clarity. So let's have some understanding. Let's have some sharing. कौन बोलना चाहेंगे? आपकी स्पीच में तामसिक है, राजसिक है या सात्विक है?
तो यही बसे बचा हुआ है, अभी गुस्सा आ जाता है कभी कभी, बड़ी खतरनाक स्थिति, और बाद में अपने को रियलाइजेशन होता है गलती हो गई, प्रभु क्या करूं, प्रभु मैं शक्ति दो कि मैं आपको सब में देख सकूं, फिर स्लिप हो जाता है. तो इसका
फिर
उपाय
क्या
भी
करते हैं
ढूंढ
आप?
रहा हूँ.
जब तोड़ा फोड़ी
सर
हो गई, नुकसान हो गया, तो क्या करते हैं उसके बाद?
मेंटली उससे माफी मांगता हूँ कि प्रभु मुझे क्षमा कर दो, गलती हो गई,
Okay.
मुझे ज्ञान शक्ति दो ताकि मैं सब में आपका दर्शन कर सकूं. वो हो नहीं पा रहा है. मान तो रहे हैं लेकिन वो रियलाइजेशन अभी नहीं आ रहा है प्रैक्टिकल लेवल पे. तो कभी कभी क्रोध जो है सामने वाले को अपमानित कर देता है.
Okay.
तो इसका उपाय मुझे आपसे चाहिए, आप बताएंगे मुझे सर कि ये करना है.
अभी पता
जो
लग
आप
जाएगा
समझ.
जी. So be in that
जी.
inquiry. Let's see more. Right. So
जी.
क्रोध, एंगर, काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद, मत्सर, ये तुम्हारे विकार हैं. इनके थ्रू
जी.
अगर हम ऑपरेट करेंगे तो वो तामसिक ही होगा या राजसिक ही होगा. सात्विक तो हो नहीं सकता, पक्की बात है ना?
नहीं हो सकता.
राइट. तो इसको मिनिमाइज करना है या फिर इसको कंप्लीटली अवॉइड करना है. कैसे करेंगे आगे देखते हैं. राइट. बट दैट्स वंडरफुल शेयरिंग. इट इज वेरी कॉमन फीचर फॉर एवरीबॉडी. उससे में हम बहुत कुछ बोल देते हैं, पर भगवान से तो माफी मांग ली, उनका क्या होगा जिनको आपने गुस्सा दिखाया है? उनसे माफी मांगनी चाहिए कि नहीं?
मांगनी तो चाहिए।
मांगनी चाहिए या मांगते हैं?
नहीं मांगते।
नहीं मांगते. Yes, so that is the being truthful, right? So first thing that you have to do is, see, God will always forgive you because you are a human being. You can make mistakes, but then if you have done something wrong, the first thing you need to apologize is to the person who is impacted by it. और फिर ऐसे नहीं बोलना सॉरी बोल दिया ना, अब क्या जान दे दूं क्या? ये सॉरी नहीं होता है, ये तो मजाक हो रहा है. So if you are sorry, then you better make sure that you are sorry. You don't repeat that again, and then you make up or compensate for the losses that the person has suffered. That is being accountable and being responsible for your actions. Then you will have the wisdom. ये पार्ट नहीं करेंगे तो आपका पैटर्न रिपीट होता रहेगा. सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में पैटर्न बड़ी जल्दी बैठते हैं. आपका रिएक्टिव गुस्सा जो है, इट्स अ पैटर्न. तो आप फिर तोड़ेंगे फोड़ेंगे, उसके बाद फिर सॉरी बोलेंगे विदाउट मीनिंग इट, एंड देन अगले एक हफ्ते बाद फिर तोड़ेंगे फोड़ेंगे, फिर एक और बार सॉरी बोलेंगे, फिर नथिंग इज गोइंग टू हैपन बिकॉज इट इज नॉट मेकिंग एनी डिफरेंस टू यू. सो इफ यू आर सॉरी, इट शुड मेक a difference in your life. Sorry means, first of all, I'm sorry for what I did. I really apologize. I will not do that again. And whatever harm I have done, I will compensate that for that in whichever way, which is acceptable to the other person. मेरे को acceptable नहीं, जिसको impact हुआ है उसको acceptable होना चाहिए. Then you are sorry. Yeah. So VP Singh जी, थोड़ा सा इस direction में देखिए. It will make a lot of sense to you. Yes, let's acknowledge VP Singh ji. Very good. Right. Anybody else who wants to share? तो आपकी स्पीच में तामसिक है, राजसिक है या सात्विक है? भाई तुम्हें मैं ये बता दूं, ऑटोमेटिकली सात्विक आएगा नहीं, वो लाना पड़ेगा. यही साधना है, यही सत्संग है और यही सेवा है. जब तक साधना सेवा और सत्संग नहीं करोगे, सात्विक वर्ड्स आपको नहीं मिलने वाले बाय डिफॉल्ट. बाय डिफॉल्ट आपको क्या मिलेगा? आपको तामसिक और राजसिक ही मिलेगा, क्योंकि कंडीशनिंग ही ऐसी हुई है. कितने लोग कॉलेज में गए हैं और या हॉस्टल में गए हैं? सबको मालूम है वहाँ की लैंग्वेज कैसी होती है. मैं कुछ और बोलना नहीं चाह रहा, बट देन पीपल थिंक दैट बिफोर क्राइस्ट एंड मेरी क्रिसमस का शॉर्ट फॉर्म तो कोई जानता ही नहीं है. पीपल ओनली अंडरस्टैंड द अदर फुल फॉर्म व्हिच वी नो व्हेन वी अब्यूज, राइट? So anyway, different topic, but then yes, we should be very, very clear. The words that we are using should be very, very powerful and full of sattvic content. वो अपने आप नहीं आएगा, हमको प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी. So let us look at more examples, more sharings. कौन बोलना चाहेंगे? किसने हाथ उठाया था? गुंजन? Yes. अमित जी? Yes. Go ahead. Any one of you? Yeah.
Gunjan first. Okay. All right. I want to share some very small but very profound incidents in my life, and it's a very small, typical tip that I feel like sharing when I've been sharing with a lot of people. So this was roughly around Corona times. I decided to shun out and remove 4 words from my dictionary and also from the dictionary of my family. I have 2 kids and my mom and my wifey. So I decided, and we both agreed that we will not use these 4 words, which I'm going to tell you now. And it's only the spellings, and also it is just the focus on 4 words, and then later on, all other negative words automatically are chosen by the consciousness to be not used in our speech. So those 4 words are, and I think Shashi sir आपने सुना होगा मुझसे भी, संजीव सर ने भी सुना होगा. WORRY, TENSION, FEAR, and HATE. So for the sake of the ease of this session, I can just mention fear, tension, hate, and worry. It's been 4 years, maybe 3 years. These 4 words have not been pronounced in my family. I am serious, not metaphorically. These words have stopped being listened and spoken. And very profoundly, I can claim that these 4 words have stopped having any meaning in my family. HATE, FEAR, WORRY, and TENSION. So, and there are so many other emotions, so many other negative words, tamasic words. So when we start a journey for any such transformation, we think, कि कौन से शब्दों को रोकेंगे? There's so much, how do we start? Where do we start from? But I think it's the simple example of a ladder. We know that ladder में सीढ़ी में हमें ऊपर जाना है, but when we take the first step, we only look at the first step जिस पे पैर रखना है, what we need to step on. So don't look at a larger final target. Just look at whatever small milestone or small target that we can pick. And if we start with only 2 or 3 or these 4 words, slowly our subconscious will tune our behavior so that we will automatically land up in excluding all other negative or tamasic words, and we will remove this from our speech. Very, very humble request to all of you. Just very small tip. These 4 words or maybe 3 words, stop using, replace it with some other words, and you will see slowly the word will transform. The entire word will transform. This is what I want to briefly share. That's it. Shashi sir, you're on mute. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful sharing. Great. Let's acknowledge Amitji. Very good. So you can definitely find out your own words which you are going to say no. Like it is like nishid kar. ये बोलना ही नहीं है. So he has decided these are the 4. You may pick up these 4. You can add more. Whatever is applicable for you, you pick up that and say, ये prohibited है. This is not going to enter my life. Say no to it. So absolutely great.
Yeah, even the feeling may happen. We may have the feeling of HATE, FEAR, but if we just choose not to use this word and replace it with something else.
Well, as I said, when you say something, you are manifesting it because you're speaking that with your prana shakti. जब भी आप कुछ बोल रहे हो एक्सलेशन ब्रेथ के साथ प्राण शक्ति के साथ बोल रहे हो तो वो मैनिफेस्ट होना ही है, क्रिएटिव एनर्जी है वो. इसलिए जितना हम नेगेटिव कम बोलेंगे उतना कम मैनिफेस्टेशन होगा नेगेटिव एनर्जी का. So it's very, very profound and very powerful. Yes, yes. Let's acknowledge Amitji. Very good. Anybody else? Yes, Gunjan, go ahead.
सर अभी थोड़ी देर पहले ही मेरी बेटी का कॉल आया था एंड शी सेड दैट मुझे किसी फ्रेंड ने सलाह दी कि तू अपने जॉब में लाइक 3-4 घंटे उनको ज्यादा बता दे कि तूने ज्यादा काम किया है एंड यू विल गेट मोर पे. आई सेड ओके तुझे मिल गई पे एंड शी सेड यस. मैंने कहा नाउ ईमेल देम दैट आई वाज मिस्टेकन. मेरे 3 घंटे कम मैंने लगाए हैं तो मेरे पैसे आप या अगली बार काट लेना या आप अभी काट लो. So that is also the power of speech.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
to be truthful.
Yes. You're actually touching the topic for the next week. Power of truth. That will be the next session, right? But anyway, I understand your point. Power of speech. जिसमें जितनी सच्चाई होगी उतनी ज़्यादा power आएगी, which is again another important aspect. Let's acknowledge Gunjan. Very good. Okay. Anybody else who would like to share? What is opening up? So we have covered 2 major points here. One is the Shiva and Shakti aspect of silence and speech. And second is we are talking of the speech in the 3 gunas, the Tamogun, the Rajogun, and the Satogun. So let us also explore into, we have talked about a lot of Tamas and Rajas. Let's talk of Sattvic. Sattvic speech में कैसे practice करेंगे? How do you practice Sattva? In speech. In speech. How do you do that? As I said, your sadhana, your seva, your satsang, that will be the foundation. But then you have to do something specific. क्या करेंगे? One, of course, as I said, you can practice silence. Yes, and the power of silence, we all know. There are many, many shivers that we have attended. Sanjeev is a very, very fond of his Vipassana adventures, right? I will call that adventures. He has gone there 3-4 times now, right? So we passed 5 times. Okay, correction. So, so power of silence, he is the best one to explain that, right? But then when you are experiencing that power of silence, that wisdom automatically dawns into you. And then you will have the freedom to actually choose what kind of words you're going to say with a lot of calmness and peace of mind. And that actually differentiates a person from those who are not able to control their mind. And that power of speech is absolutely visible in those who practice silence. So silence is definitely one way you can practice the power of speech. But sattvic words के लिए क्या बोलेंगे? How do you practice that? Yes, Vijay ji, go ahead.
शशि जी, मेरा मानना ये है, correct me if I'm wrong,
Hmm.
if you are engulfed with the feeling of oneness, you pass on what you have, and you have love, and you have passion, and you have compassion for others, and all of that. So the natural behavior or natural thing that comes out from a human being should be that of love and compassion and other things. तो ऑटोमेटिक नहीं है, आप कह रहे हो कि ऑटोमेटिक इज तामसिक एंड रजस. I would think that automatic is actually natural will be only positive and building the other people when you're talking.
Absolutely right. Very good, Vijayji. Let's acknowledge Vijayji for that. So the point what I was making is tamas and rajas are automatic in the sense that they are conditioned. And what you're saying, sattva, is something very natural. Absolutely right. Sattva is natural, but conditioning हमको rajas और tamas की ही मिलेगी. तो हमको कंडीशनिंग को ब्रेक करना है.
सत्संग से हमको एडवांटेज है कि सत्संग से हमें और पॉजिटिविटी मिलती है.
Yes, that's why I said sadhana, seva and satsang is the foundation. But specifically आप क्या करेंगे उसके लिए? You have to spend some or allot some time when you are going to talk only sattvic language. So you can have a prayer, you can have a mantra which you are going to chant again and again and again. So could be a guru mantra, could be any mantra that you are fond of, or which you can accept that vibration very easily. So Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, you can do that. Yeah, Ram 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 Ram, you can do that. What will happen? आपके negative thoughts को replace हो जाएगा ये, आपके negative emotions को replace कर देगा ये. So आप एक सात्विक lifestyle या एक सात्विक लैंग्वेज को पकड़ के एक मंत्र को लेके आगे चल रहे हैं. तो मंत्र शक्ति इज व्हाट विल गिव यू द सात्विक स्पीच. मंत्र शक्ति इज फिनोमिनल. आई एम नॉट सेइंग यू लर्न ऑल द mantras available in all the Upanishads. No, you can't do that. Pick up any one that resonates with your frequency and latch onto it. उठते जागते सोते बैठते चलते फिरते खाते पीते आपको वही मंत्र की रट लगा के बैठनी है. आप देखो आपके अंदर सात्विक कंटेंट ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाएगा. Yes, you have to practice that, and this can be part of, you can make it a part of your sadhana, but your sadhana, seva and satsang is the only way. You have to be in that company of people who will talk the high frequency words of the vibrations of the frequency of the mantra, and pick up one mantra which will help you. This is what worked for me, and this is what I would like to share. Yes, the mantra shakti is very, very powerful for the sattvic speech that you're going to develop in your life. And definitely the silence of Shiva, that potential, infinite potential को जैसे ही आप टच करेंगे आपके अंदर वो विजडम आ जाएगी, आपके अंदर वो इच्छा शक्ति आ जाएगी, आपके अंदर वो ज्ञान शक्ति आ जाएगी, और जो क्रिया आपकी स्पीच से निकलेगी वो पूरे वर्ड्स ऑफ विजडम ही होंगे. And that will empower you and empower others. So when you speak and somebody gets empowered, you should know that you are moving on the right path. You have the power of speech. Clear? So when you use the words and people are get healed, आपके वर्ड से लोगों की हीलिंग हो रही है, then you know that you have the power of speech. But अगर आप कोई ऐसी स्पीच यूज कर रहे हैं जिससे कि लोग बेहोश होकर गिर गए हैं, मर रहे हैं, तो then obviously you are not using the power of speech. You are hurting them like arrows. Like earlier, one of my very close friends would say that your words are, you are a real Scorpio. I'm actually a Scorpio. So he used to say your words are so powerful you can sting anybody to death. That was so negative that time. I was talking of way back 1990s. तो मैं बोलता था मैं ऐसे ही हूँ, मैं यही हूँ, kind of a thing. So that's me. So that's not me. That's the way I've been conditioned. वो तामसिक इतना आ गया था और राजसिक इतना आ गया था कि I had no other way to talk to people. But today it's all sattvic. When I say you are healed, and people actually say yes, we are healed. So great, wonderful, right? So that is the power of speech. Comes from mantra shakti. Yes. Okay, Deveshi says power of toxicity. It is not power of toxicity. It is the atom bomb of toxicity, I would say. Yeah, it is not the power. It's the misuse of power. Anyway, that's fine. So Vijayji, I hope I'm clear. You are aligned with it. Yes. Okay, good. Anybody else who would like to share before I go to Sanjeev? Yes, Nivedita ji, go ahead.
सर वो बोलते हैं ना कि जब अपना मुंह खोलो तुम, मीठी बानी बोलो तुम। एक तो बड़े बुजुर्ग मतलब पहले से कहते आए हैं, एंड सेकंड थिंग ये कब होगा पता है सर, इफ समवन वांट्स टू लाइक आपको अगर वो चढ़ाना चाहते हैं, इफ समवन वांट्स टू प्रोवोक यू एट दैट टाइम ऑल्सो, आपने जो बोला ना सर हरिओम, हरिओम अगर बोल दिया तो सामने वाला ऑटोमेटिकली तो उसको पता है कि अभी ये कोई गुस्सा होने वाले नहीं है या इसके ऊपर कुछ असर होने वाला नहीं है। सर जस्ट दैट दैट हरिओम, राम राम, हरे कृष्ण, ऑल दैट works fantastically, sir.
Absolutely right. So you have to just pick up one thing and keep chanting that.
Right, sir.
Earlier, I just recall a small incident. Earlier, I would go in the walk and people would walk as if they are dead. कोई किसी को देखता नहीं था मॉर्निंग वॉक में, इतना स्टोन फेस, मरे हुए डेड फेस, मैं क्या कर रहे हैं यू नो। So I remember even I used to do that in the beginning. Now I make it a point whenever I cross somebody, I simply fold my hands and say Jai Shri Ram, या राम राम, and that's it. And I see the smile coming across and the Ram Ram ji वहां से भी आ जाता है. So that is why you should acknowledge people. You're not robots. You should acknowledge people when you cross. Give a smile. Say Ram Ram ji, Hari Om, जो भी बोलना है बोलिए, and see the whole atmosphere changes. You are lit up, he is lit up, or it makes sense. So powerful words will actually give you that sattvic speech. Very powerful. Yes. Before I go to anybody else, over to you, Sanjeev.
Sir,
Whatever you would like to share. Yes, Nivedita. Anything else?
Yeah. One more thing, sir. Like it may sound little weird, but जब मैं दिन शुरू करती हूँ सर ऑफिस जाने के लिए, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि कम से कम 10 people like we should exchange smiles. कोई मतलब यहाँ कैसा होता है ना कि पीपल अपना काम में सब बिजी है, कोई मोबाइल पे, ट्रेन में जाते हैं, किधर भी जाते हैं, तो थोड़ा भी अगर नजर मिलता है तो आई वुड लाइक टू स्माइल, आई वुड लाइक टू जस्ट तो आई फील सो हैप्पी अगर सामने वाले जो भी है ना, दे जस्ट इज, आई डोंट नो देम, बट जस्ट अ मैटर ऑफ दैट उतना जो क्षण रहता है, दैट इज द मोमेंट ऑफ हैप्पीनेस। तो मुझे लगता है कि एटलीस्ट 10 people आई शुड बी शेयरिंग ऐसा है सर।
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
So you should acknowledge and share your joy or your gratitude or your powerful mantra with people. That's the best way to make yourself positive and make them positive. You don't know what is going on in their mind, but your smile and your Hari Om can actually turn them around.
Correct, sir.
They might also pick it up and then say, "Ha, ye acha hai." Whenever I meet somebody, I'll say Hari Om. Oh, that's fine. Great.
Right.
So you are spreading the word without actually meaning it. So great. One to one, yes, you can't say that in a group. 20 people अगर होंगे तो you will also feel कि यार थोड़ा सा और लग जाएगा, लेकिन 1 to 1 में तो you can always say and walk off. Keep walking.
Right.
You don't have to stop there.
Thank you.
Right. Very good, Nivedita ji. Good point. Yes, Sanjeev, over to you. Anything you would like to share?
First of all, I would say I learned two vocabulary today, which I did not know. Before Christ and Merry Christmas. I did not know that. I learned it today. But interestingly, the words you're trying to highlight, I would start from there. These are two very negative words, especially in North India. People talk a lot on these things, and that's where it goes on. So, frankly, around 2 years ago, I took a call to purposely avoid these two words. It took time. Every time I was conscious, I avoided. Sometimes unconsciously because of behavior. वो हमेशा MCBC मुझ से निकलता था, but moment जब भी निकलता था, I was conscious and I used to immediately delete from my subconscious process. Okay, I delete what I just said. तो करते करते it took me more than 6-7 months कि वो जो 2 words थे वो बिल्कुल permanently खत्म हो गए. That's part 1. तो जो तामसिक और राजसिक को हटाने वाली बात है. Then I come to the second part about how to add the सात्विक, जो आपने अभी हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि मंत्रा यूज करना चाहिए. And again I learned this one mantra from Vipassana, and we generally say मंगल हो, सबका मंगल हो. Now what happens कि पहले किसी के किसी भी एक्शन को देख के जो मेरे से मैच नहीं करता था, वहां पर मुझे बुरा लगता था, मैं नेगेटिव भी सोचता था उसके बारे में. लेकिन आज क्या होता है, जब कोई किसी को कुछ ऐसा करते हुए देखता भी हूँ तो मन में बिना कुछ रिएक्शन दिए सात्विक तामसिक राजसिक में छोड़ के सिर्फ एक लाइन निकलती है, इसका मंगल लो, ये जो कर रहे हैं इसमें इनका मंगल लो। एंड दैट्स व्हेयर आई फील सो पीस। अचानक अंदर का जो गुस्सा वो ऐसे दब जाता है एकदम से, अंदर से दबता नहीं है, फिर वो एकदम हवा बन के बाहर निकल जाता है। सो आई गेट एम्प्टी इन दैट केस। सो दैट्स व्हाट आई वुड से, ये मेरा एक लाइफ का प्रोसेस चल रहा है, कंसिस्टेंसी चल रहा है, रेगुलर चल रहा है। थैंक यू शशि फॉर रिपीटिंग दिस। थैंक्स अ लॉट।
Let's acknowledge Sanjeev. Wonderful, wonderful sharing and very practical. Yes, sabka mangal ho. Very good.
Yeah,
So
I think Sanjeev, I remember once in satsang you had mentioned कि जिसके साथ में आपको इशू है तो ये सोचने का कि या तो वो बीमार है, he needs help, या दूसरा क्या बोला था, I'm forgetting, but really the meaning is the same what you're saying just now.
दो वर्ड थे।
आप ठीक हो, आप ठीक हो,
नहीं
बिल्कुल।
नहीं, वहां पे दो वर्ड थे। एक था या तो रोगी है या अज्ञानी है,
रोगी या ज्ञानी, राइट।
बस।
और बोथ
संदीप
केसेस
सर,
में
आपके
उसको
ये भी
मंगल
वर्ड
होगा।
कि आप
मंगल
बिल्कुल
हो,
ठीक।
दोनों ही केस में जो हो मंगल हो आपका।
Gunjan, that is a different context. तो उस पे नहीं जाएंगे हम, ठीक है। अभी हम सात्विक की बात कर रहे हैं, तो we will talk of सबका मंगल हो. That is great. And that is an understanding. Ultimately आप यही बोलोगे, वहां बोलोगे या तो रोगी है या ज्ञानी है, but then what you're going to say,
मंगल।
you're going to say is सबका मंगल. So that makes a lot of sense. Very powerful, Sanjeev. Thanks for sharing that. Let's acknowledge Sanjeev. Yes, so that is the gyan for today. So I hope everybody is clear on this. So if you want to enhance your power of speech, so two takeaways from the session are basically you have to invoke the Shiva in you, which is the infinite stillness, the silence field, which you are actually. So you are Shiva. So you have to invoke that. There are practices, so you will do for silence, whatever you need to do, meditation, chanting, mantra. So all that will enhance the Shiva potential in you. And you are going to speak only Sattvic language with practice. So that will invoke the Shakti. Yes. So that is the complete takeaway of the session. So let's hear from some people who have not shared anything till now. तो क्या लेके जा रहे हैं session से? If anybody
So
would like to
one
share.
thing, if I can say,
Yes.
I was quiet for 2 years. I was just listening to the discourses of the people, and I was manifesting a live guru in my life. So I manifested you with the power of silence.
Okay, great. So thank you, Gunjan ji, for sharing that. Yes, but definitely when you are silent and when you speak and when you pray. So your prayer is again something very, very, very powerful sattvic message which you are connecting with the divine. So definitely you can pray to the divine and make that manifestation happen, right? Absolutely right. Very good. Yes, but you need to just in a lighter vein, you need to be very, very clear what you're asking. तो आप सूर्य भगवान के पास जाके उनके रोज सूर्य को जल दो और बोलो मेरे को मर्सिडीज दिला दो, मेरे को मर्सिडीज दिला दो, मेरे को मर्सिडीज दिला दो। दैट इज नॉट, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू गेट इट। सूर्यदेव के पास मर्सिडीज नहीं है, वो नहीं दे सकते आपको। वो क्या दे सकते हैं आपको, राइट? सो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, सूर्यदेव कैन गिव यू हीट एंड लाइट, कैन गिव यू लॉट ऑफ प्राण शक्ति, लाइफ ऑन प्लैनेट अर्थ, इट कैन गिव यू लाइफ। प्राण शक्ति आपकी बढ़ेगी, उस एनर्जी को आप अपने काम में लगाओगे, तरक्की करोगे, पैसे कमाओगे और फिर मर्सिडीज ले सकते हो। यू गेट द कनेक्शन? सो यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड द कनेक्शन, व्हाट यू आर आस्किंग फ्रॉम द डिवाइन। यू कैन आस्क द डिवाइन बिकॉज ही इज द ओशन ऑफ लव, पीस, पावर, प्योरिटी, डिविनिटी, हैप्पीनेस, ब्लिस, विजडम। ये मांगो, ये मिलेगा। When you connect with the divine, you get infinite energy. This is the energy that you get. Use that in your karma. उसको कर्म में लाओ. Then get success and fulfillment in your life, which can be in the form of Mercedes or bungalow or whatever. Make sense? So when you are manifesting, just Gunjan ji said manifestation, so I thought I'll make it clear. Be very clear what you're manifesting and what you're asking the divine from. Divine से क्या मांग रहे हो? It should be very clear. Yes? Good, Gunjan. Very good. Let's acknowledge Gunjan. Yes. Anybody else who would like to share? What is opening up? What are you taking away from the session? So we have another 2-3 minutes. So let me take some sharings from others. Seema ji, Anirudh ji, Dharmendra ji, Pushpa ji, namaskar. Shruti M. If you would like to share something.
Sir, namaste, sir.
Namaskar.
So actually, I missed the event. Actually, I had another session meditation ka. So I happened to join just now, just a minute ago when you were talking.
Okay.
So sorry for missing the class. Actually, I just
No
didn't know.
problem. You can watch the
But,
recording. Which group are you in, Shruti?
Actually, I am in that Universal Commission ka kuch group hai.
Okay, fine. So I will be posting that recording there. You can watch that there, and from
Yes,
next week
sir.
onwards, you can
So
you
exactly want to know, like, you have started the classes recently, sir?
No, I've been doing this Wednesday session for 3 years now. So every
Oh,
Wednesday we have this session, and
okay.
you will get the link in the in your group, and also the recordings
Okay.
are posted in the group, so you can watch it. And
Yes, sir.
you can watch all the recordings which are available in the YouTube because it is there in the public domain. Yes. What
Okay,
you
sir.
can do is you can leave your phone number in the chat. So
Yes, sir.
our team will get in touch with you and possibly add you in our group so that you don't
Yes,
miss
sir.
out subsequently. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah. So you
Thank
can
you.
just write down your mobile number in the chat
Actually,
and
I have
welcome.
few questions also regarding the divine and everything. I
Sure.
experienced personally few things, so want to discuss in a call.
Okay. Perfect. Fine.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you,
Great.
sir.
So you can get in touch with me tomorrow anytime after 11.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Yes. And we can discuss it all. Right.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for your participation. Anything you would like to ask now? How was the session for you? Whatever little you listened to?
It was very nice, sir. Like talking to son and asking for the kind of how to ask also.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
like I just asked her, bless me today. I want to be happy and bless everybody. So a simple way I ask every day. So it's like universe is giving all blessings only. Things are happening according to it. I understand some kind of universal calls. So
Great. Wonderful.
that some few things, no, that's like disturbing me also.
Okay, fine. So we'll discuss that over the call, right? But
Yes,
you can
sir.
ask a bit more, huh? The God is infinite, so you can ask something more also. You don't
Yes,
have to be जैसे बोलते हैं ना मांगने के लिए कंजूसी नहीं करना. He can give you in abundance. Ask for abundance.
yeah, that is there, sir.
You don't have to ask for droplets. He is an
Yes,
ocean of happiness, love, joy. Ask
yes.
for abundance of love, peace, and joy. You will get it. If you ask for drops, you will only get drops. Right? Okay,
Yes,
we get in touch with you tomorrow. All right, take care. Let's acknowledge Shruti. Very good. Okay, anybody else who would like to share? Seema ji, VP Singh ji, final words. Anything you would like to share? Sushil Jain ji, Devesh, Jyoti ji, what are you taking away from the session? Yes, Seema ji.
नमस्कार सर। आज पावर स्पीच में वही तो लिसनिंग, सबसे पहले लिसनिंग हमें करनी है और फिर जब आपकी स्पीच हो तो उसमें विजडम आपका ज्ञान आपका वो झलकना चाहिए। तो सबसे पहले हमें लिसनिंग का करना है, अपना ध्यान से सुनना है। और बस सर आज यही अच्छा लगा यही कि अभी हमें लिसनिंग पे ध्यान देना है और अपने ज्ञान को बढ़ाना है।
Okay, तो listening के लिए start practicing silence. You missed out on the silence part, huh? So silence will lead to your speech. That is the, you remember the proverb, speech is silver, silence is golden, correct? So silence is always one level higher than the speech. Consider it that way.
राजसिक और दूसरा कौन सा था? तीन आप बताए थे स्पीच में,
तामसिक, राजसिक और सात्विक। या
सात्विक। हाँ, तो सर राजसिक और उसमें क्या, सात्विक में क्या वो डिफरेंस होगा? इसमें मुझे थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन है।
एक वर्ड में बता सकता हूँ, ज्यादा डिटेल्स में नहीं बताऊंगा, ठीक है? तामसिक is something which will stop and pull you down in your spiritual journey, which means it will be पतन का रास्ता है वो। एक वर्ड अगर याद रखेंगे, तामसिक will lead to पतन, ठीक है? राजसिक will lead to bondages. Bondages means what? Attachments, राग द्वेष, attachments में फंस जाओगे।
Okay.
Sattvic means it will free you from all the bondages. Spiritual journey में आगे जाएगा और it will free you from all the bondages. This is a very, very crisp differentiation of the three gunas. Rest you can Google search or you can get in touch with me maybe tomorrow. Yeah.
Clear, sir.
Right? Yeah. Good.
Clear.
Let's acknowledge Himaji. Very good. Right. Anybody else who would like to share? Yes, Anirudh ji, go ahead.
Well,
What is
just
opening
take
up?
it to,
Yeah.
yeah. जस्ट 2 मिनट सर। एक तो आज बहुत अच्छा जो आपने बताया कि जब स्टिलनेस में होंगे, जब गॉड के साथ होंगे, तो अपने आप गाइडेंस जो है, विजडम है, ट्रूथफुलनेस जो है अपने आप आ जाएगी। दैट्स वन पॉइंट। सेकंड जो था, जो स्पीकिंग के बारे में था कि हमें जो स्पीक करना है वो हम ये दूसरे की नीड्स और बेनिफिट को ध्यान रखते हुए स्पीक करेंगे तो गलत वर्ड यूज नहीं होंगे। तो ऑलवेज थिंक टू अदर नीड्स एंड बेनिफिट्स। तो ये जो गलत वर्ड है ना जी, जो नेगेटिव वर्ड्स है, ये अपने आप निकल जाएंगे जहां तक जो मैं आई बेस ऑन माय एक्सपीरियंस। एक तीसरा जो था, ये है पॉइंट जो था कि प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है स्पीच में, जब हम किसी से डिसएग्री करते हैं या कोई बंदा गुस्से में आता है, तो उससे स्पीच को कैसे अपनी स्पीच को कंट्रोल करें उस समय। तो मैंने देखा उस समय सबसे 5 चीजें देखी हैं। लिसन है, डिस्कस करना है, एडजस्ट करना है, इग्नोर करना है, एंड गो अहेड विद योर व्यूज। तो इसमें क्या होगा कि दूसरा पर्सन जो है शुड गो विद सेटिस्फेक्शन, विद लर्निंग एंड एक्सेप्टिंग द डिसएग्रीमेंट। तो इस तरीके का हमारा व्यूज रहेगा तो ठीक रहेगा। एक मेरा अपना कहना था कि एक स्टेट जो है, जो इसमें जो हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे, जो मैं समझता हूँ रियल स्टेट क्या है कि when we talk and act, we can act and talk during the stillness. स्टिलनेस भी रहें और टॉक भी कर लें। स्टिलनेस का मतलब है वी रिमेन विद गॉड always 24 hours and speak and act also.
Okay.
That is the right state.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
Bas. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Let's acknowledge Anirudhji. Very good. So that is his understanding, his viewpoint, and people are always free to have their own viewpoints, right? Great. So good understanding, and that helps you in your journey. Great. Wonderful. Anybody else who would like to share? Dharmendraji, Deveshji, Sushil Jainji, Jyotiji. Anybody who would like to share? We are already 4 minutes into overtime. We exceeded the time.
सर ये पकड़ में रख तो साइलेंस लेवल को और साधें, ये गुस्से पे काबू करना है। दिस साइलेंस हैज टू बी इंक्रीज्ड।
Yes.
और ये
Because
है ना,
when you are in silence, you will
हाँ, तो
have the
गुस्सा ही नहीं
power
सकता।
to, you will get the power to respond. जब साइलेंस में रहेंगे तो रिस्पॉन्ड करने की पावर आई, तो रिएक्ट नहीं करेंगे।
जहाँ
आपको
पेरीफेरी
गुस्सा-
पे है वहां पेरीफेरी पे आते ही अटक जाएंगे, फंस जाएंगे।
Yes. All right. अगर और किसी को कोई शेयरिंग नहीं करनी है, then we will close the session. So thank you very much for your participation. I hope the session was valuable to all of you. So watch the recording and practice the power of speech, power of silence, and the next session, next week, we will be looking at the power of truth. When you can use this speech and all your karmas in alignment with the truth, you will create a magical life. So that is what we'll be looking at, power of truth, in the next session. Till then, enjoy a great life. Aham Brahmasmi.
Aham Brahmasmi.
Okay.
Good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.